Oh, the action. You just gotta be in every shot, don't you?
What are you talking about? We have the same interest, different ages, but at the same time we get along almost like brothers, so it works out well.
And most people think we are anyway, even though I'm not of Mexican descent.
And I'm not whatever this fucking guy is.
Italian. We're getting to be pretty well known.
Pretty well known, yeah.
Worldwide, pretty much, for the stuff we are building. So.
Yeah. Truthfully, that I can think of in Michigan, can you think of a shop?
We're the only ones, I think.
Yeah.
You know, if there is another one out there, they're a better kept secret than we are.
Pretty much anything anyone could imagine or anyone would want built, we can build it. If anyone comes in, whatever, even the craziest thought possible, we can build it.
We have people that stop by on a regular basis just to see what we're creating next.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Back in where he is, but bring your front end out a little bit more.
It's nice to find a car with original patina, or we like to call them field fresh. This car has been sitting somewhere and the sun's been beating on it since new or like new. You know, usually they're almost a piece of art in their, in their own right. They're faded down to like the primer, and then maybe in some spots the primer's gone and just a little bit of rust is showing. So that just this whole thing has been completely weathered over 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and it's a piece of art. You know, it really is. I've done a couple faux, patina paint jobs, but man, you don't get the same look.
You don't get the feel.
Yeah.
You can make them look nice.
You can make them look nice, yeah, but they don't have that earthy, natural, just, man, that poor car's been sitting for 50 years. Bomb threat.
Not again.
Yeah. It's probably not. What we got here is a 3031 coupe. It's a 4-inch chop, pretty much straight across. Fairly simple chop. You have to do a little finagling kind of in the A pillars and B pillars to make everything line up right. Most hot rodders say that's pretty much the ideal chop for a Model A. I've done heavier. I've done up to 6-inch, 2-inch, but 4 usually looks the best. These are actually all completely separate components. The roof, what we did, the owner wanted something a little different for his car, and the underside of the roof skin is actually ground down to bare steel, and then we do a ruby red candy paint over the roof skin. This is my Model A. This is 2829. This is the early of the Model A, which are kind of hard to find, and a lot of the purists that come in are kind of pissed that I kind of chopped it up and did what I did with it, but that's what we do. Everything was rusted. These are all hand built. Most of our sheet metal work is all by hand. I love the challenge of making these pieces by hand. This piece here, it actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different curves, and I built that all by hand out of one piece of metal. So that's kind of my specialty. That's what I love doing. This is it's a 53, 54 Chevy. This customer is out of Oklahoma. Somehow he had gotten some pictures of some of our cars that we had done. He ended up buying this local, which is actually a pretty respectable car for a Michigan car, and we're putting a full air ride suspension with a chop top. This is a 51 Plymouth, and we're making it a roadster, full-on roadster. This we're still kind of playing with. We might make a kind of a small little razor window for the side here. I think it's gonna be a really nice custom. Started out as a little wrecked Beetle, picked up for what was it, $300-400. I wanted a nice solid bug to build a roadster out of. Never built a roadster, and that was gonna be the test bed. I figured, pretty simple car, get into it cheap and try to make something cool. If it doesn't turn out, which I knew it would. What? It's just what we do. Lorenzo and I, my brother, we made a pretty cool little car. It's a 1-year only color. I do my own painting and seen that color, and that was it. That was the first real heavy custom. We're actually modifying roofs and body lines and completely making a one-off piece. It's a cool little car. Still got it. Still drive it every year. I think that's one that'll just stick around forever.
57 Pontiac. It took me 2 years to buy that car, to get it from the owner. It sat in his backyard
Crazy old
for
man.
about 8 years up on blocks. Crazy old guy.
Yeah.
A pretty solid Texas rust-free car, which is, you just don't get that around here. It started out as being just a stock framed bag car, which progressed to heavily modified control arms, 4-link C-notch, to cutting the body right off the frame, dropping it on the ground, and making it lay rockers. So it was the only one, I'm sure, out there. It's in Canada with its new owner. Unfortunately, that one had to go as well, only so I could build the Plymouth Roadster. So unfortunately, you got to sell the others to build more, but you can't get attached to them.
No.
It's hard not to. You do get attached because you put your heart and soul into them when you're building them.
Because you're building with the intention to keep it, but in the back of your head, you know
you
you're not
have to
keeping
sell it.
We got probably about a dozen old timers that come in. Old timers is anyone older than us.
Anyone
Sometimes
older
they're
than
even
us.
younger than us, just depending on how they act. Kind of bullshitting. Georgie, what do you got? What do you got? Went over to his place once, and the man has a crazy collection of cars. And he had this truck out behind his pole barn, been there for 18 years. And
Buried in the sand up to the frame.
up to the frame, yeah. So he said, well, let's pull this out. Let's pull it out.
It was probably about 11 days before the show.
Kind of joking around, He was like, pull that fucker out. We'll build it.
Build it for the show.
Yeah, we'll build it for the show. Well, yeah, he took us serious.
And we had our own builds going on, our pickup
Yeah.
at the time.
Yep.
And
We get it over there, get the car out of the way. He drags his truck over. 2.5 weeks. Basically, he, for the most part, drove it home.
yeah,
We did the chop, we did the frame. While we were doing all the creative work and getting it to look the way we wanted it to look, he was rebuilding the brakes. Yeah, he was doing what he does,
Primer Packard, that was the second 4-door to 2-door conversion.
Yep. The bigger series of the first one you did.
He actually tracked us down on the internet from seeing the first one we built.
You could edit that, right? But yeah, he tracked Troy down. He had seen the work he had done on that Packard, and he's a big fella anyway, so he needs a big fucking car. And still needs a lot of finish work.
It needs finish work, yeah. We basically did the body mods and he did the finish work on it.
Nice car. He's a hell of a nice guy. Real big bear of a fella, but soft spoken. Doesn't know how to change a flat tire. It's an inside joke, and you're not gonna get it. See good things happening.
Yeah.
See good things happening.
It's our destiny to build these vehicles. It's what we
Yeah.
both want to do. It's all we want to do. So
It is.
It's the notoriety thing right now that we're striving for.
Yep. Just to be able to get the word out. I used to have a good life.
Yeah, me too. I had a job. I had a wife.
Recording still, are you?
Still going.